So today we are going to take a session on different types of business organization that exist. So when beginning a business, the initial choice for a business owner is to determine the specific sort of business they wish to pursue. So selecting the business type is crucial as it will decide the tax obligations, paperwork, registration part, personal accountability, liability, investment requirement, etc. There are many other more factors that have to be taken into consideration, but all these factors together decide that what kind of identity or what kind of business organization one must go for. The establishment of a business is governed by the state legislation of the jurisdiction in which the company is to be incorporated or the business is to be established. So after completing this session, you will be able to understand the different types of business organizations. You will learn how to choose the right type of organization and know the benefits and drawbacks of different types of organizations. What is a business organization? Answering this, we can say that it is a formal entity created to engage in commercial activities such as manufacturing goods or providing any services in order to fulfill the demand of clients, consumers, and earning profits in return. The majority of companies adhere to a common framework that includes elements such as social structure. They have certain objective, resource utilization, rules and laws, and many more things to be taken into consideration. So the creation of the business is governed by the state law, but the tax incurred for the enterprise is regulated by the IRS legislation. The amount of tax that a firm must pay is it depends upon the type of business entity it operates as. So now let us go into detail and understand that what are the different structures of business organization that are available and that can be adopted. Choosing the right organization is an essential decision for entrepreneurs and business owners. So a business's legal foundation, its ownership and operational dynamics are all defined by its organizational structure. Here are some common forms of business organizations. As we can see here on the chart, we have the sole proprietorship, we have the partnership, joint stock company, joint Hindu family business, corporate societies, limited liability corporations, etc., etc. So let us have an understanding of each of them one by one. First, the structure or the organization is sole proprietor. A sole proprietorship is the most simple and most common type of business organization. And the important reason for this is that it is the least regulated of all business arrangement and most easy to start with. Sole proprietorship are classic unincorporated one-person businesses, and for legal and tax purpose, the company is the owner, individual owner. It has no existence beyond the owner, and the business liabilities are personal to the owner. That is, if the business runs into losses, then it is the owner or the proprietor who will be bearing all the losses himself, even from his personal or private property or personal resources. And also the business terminates when the owner dies or he is not interested in another case. So on the other hand, the owner receives all the earnings and has complete control over the business. That is the brighter side of a sole proprietorship, enjoying all the benefits all alone. Some of the basic attractions to have why is it that most of the structures we find are sole proprietor? It is because there are a lot of attraction. Let us just have learn about them. That is, the first attraction, it is most easy to form. Starting a sole proprietor, it is simple and involves very few regulations and requirements. It is one of the simplest and quickest also. It takes very little time to start. And another factor that attracts a person for a sole proprietorship is that sole proprietor always have a direct control over his business. He is in complete control of all the corporate decisions and operations. There is no need to consult anybody, any board members, or any meetings to be held to decide things with others. He is the boss and a single boss. Then there is tax simplicity. The income from the business is usually reported on the owner's tax returns. This streamlines tax filing with avoiding complexities of separate corporate tax, filing of corporate tax, or business tax is different from individual. It is one and the same. So it is more simple. Then financial privacy, another factor. Financial privacy is another thing important in sole proprietorship, because here they are not compelled to make their financial details known to public or expose their books of accounts to public. This provides them greater financial privacy as well as more complex than any other complex corporate structures. Since a sole proprietor is all alone and he is managing things single-handedly, things are more flexible in this structure, because he is alone to do to take decisions. So he can make quick decisions and adjust to changing market quickly without any burden of excessive bureaucracy or approval process or discussions or board or consulting the board members. Things are so people are attracted more because they know they are the boss, and they are the boss all over from all angles. But at the same time, having so many advantages or benefits, it has certain limitations also. And the limitations are that the first thing, which I've already explained earlier, that is they have unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means that in case of loss, he is liable to meet all the business obligations and liabilities individually from his personal assets or personal belongings. So in financial difficulties, his personal assets can be used to repay the company's debts. Then since he is standing all alone, doing everything himself, there is limitation to the capital part. He may encounter difficulties in raising money for his business. Raising money for his business, it may be challenging to find investors, and the business is frequently confined to the owner's fund only. So whatever the capacity of that person is, it limits to that only. Similarly to the capital limitation, we have the limitation to the expertise also. That is, the expertise is limited because he is all alone. And whatever he knows, that is all there. That is all know-how in the business. So as a single person, the proprietor may lack competence in critical areas of his business. This can be a big restriction in terms of abilities and knowledge, because every person have their own limitations. So these two factors, that is limited capital and limited expertise, limited knowledge, it might lead to limited growth potential also. Because the corporate structure may limit growth possibilities. A sole proprietorship allows the owner to commit a finite amount of time and resources only. So here, this is a big restraint to sole proprietorship. And the next is the owner has a very strong influence over the company. So the business's survival may be jeopardized If the proprietor becomes ill, or he decides to retire, or he decides to close and does not want to continue, so that will hamper or maybe impact negatively the whole business community, or everybody who are attached to that business. Maybe the creditors, the debtors, the suppliers, etc., etc., people, consumers also. So it is, continuity issue is quite critical, quite bothersome in sole proprietorship. Then we have limited perception also, which is very closely related to limited knowledge. Because in this, some partners, clients, or investors, they may see a single proprietorship as less reliable or established other than other business models. And there is too much of dependency on the owner, because he is the sole person. So the firm primarily, he relies on the owner's abilities only, energy, dedication, capital, everything. And the business might suffer significantly if the entrepreneur is absent or deals with, personal issues, or is not able to manage. So what we see, that individuals seeking a sole proprietor they should very carefully examine the pros and cons depending on their business objectives, industry, and your personal circumstances also, the availability of capital, your knowledge, your energy level. So while a sole proprietorship provides simplicity and liberty, it also carries significant risk and constraints that must be carefully examined. So consulting with legal and financial professionals can provide significant insights into the business requirement. So after consulting the experts, you can decide that whether you can go for it or opt for this kind of entity or not. The second type of organization is partnership. So a partnership is further better than sole proprietorship in a way, because it is a collaboration between two or more people who work together to carry out a trade or a business for earning certain profits. So each partner provides, or maybe I would say they contribute money, property, labor, and expertise, their knowledge, to the partnership, and expect a portion from the business profit in return, or losses. They have to bear the losses also. It is typically founded on some form of partnership agreement. Though the agreement does not have to be formal, it is not compulsory, but it must be prepared, it must be designed. It may even be an oral understanding between them, but however, this is not advisable. A written document is always good to keep away the misunderstandings in the future. So a basic, a partnership business, to share expenses is not considered a partnership. Just to, you cannot start a basic joint venture to share business expenses. No, it's not a partnership, nor is a co-ownership of managed, leased, or rented property. To be considered a partnership for legal and tax purposes, some following elements must be taken into consideration. That is, first, all the partners, compliance with the partnership agreement, the relationship between the parties, all those who are involved to do the business, evaluating each partner's strength and contribution to the collaboration, and each partner has discretion over partnership income and how it is to be used. So these are some of the factors to be taken into consideration while deciding or moving on to decide for the partnership firm. Again, looking into, if we try to understand that what attracts for partnership, for establishing a partnership firm, the first thing, again, here also, it is also very easy to form. Establishing it is, a partnership is more straightforward and less formal than forming a company or forming a limited liability corporations. It is less complicated. The technique is less complicated and less time consuming too at the same time. Uh, Another thing is that in partnership we have more than one people, so partnership enables joint decision making. Partners can combine their skills, expertise, viewpoints, and making more balanced and informed decisions. They can fill in the gap, or maybe they just I should say that they work together. They fill in the gaps or the shortcomings of the other. One is more talented in one thing, the other is strong with capital. So working together, they complement each other to make a stronger business opportunity. Then we have because here partnership is more strong in comparison to sole proprietorship, in a way that it enables joint decision making. Partners, they can combine their skills, expertise, viewpoints also to make more better decisions. Financial strength is stronger here. Financial strength is bigger here. They can potentially attract additional financial resources because each partner provides funds from his pockets. This combined financial strength can be more favorable to corporate operations and growth. There are tax benefits too in this partnership firm because partnership are considered pass-through entities for tax purposes. Profits and losses are distributed to the individual partners, which eliminates the double taxation and associated taxation which is associated in the corporate section. Here we not only the shared knowledge and wisdom we have shared responsibilities too. It enables the division of tasks. Each partner can focus on their expertise, resulting in more effective business operations. While sharing their responsibilities, while working together, they also complement the skills. That is, they frequently include people with different talents and knowledge, and this diversity, it always helps them to be more successful, to be more efficient in tackling numerous issues. So this compatibility and complementarity helps a bigger scale. It also provides flexibility in management structures. Partners can determine their level of involvement and the allocation of managerial skills, managerial tasks. Anything which has the benefits, there is always another side of the coin with the disadvantages or maybe constraints. Here again, similar to partnership too possesses some limitations, and here we have as similar to the sole proprietorship, general partnership subject partners to limitless personal liability for business debts and obligations. We have unlimited liability here. So here what happens is they have to, in case of loss, they will have to pay the losses, bear the losses from their own pocket or from their own asset, personal asset, if it is required. So that is one of the biggest constraint of unlimited liability in the partnership firm. We have been talking about complementing each other and compatibility and having diverse group working together, bringing out, but sometimes it might lead to conflict of interest because differences of opinion, conflicting aims and disagreements among partners can impede decision making and potentially hurt the operation. So here these things have to be kept in mind that how to avoid and how to minimize these conflicts of interest. Next, profits must be distributed among the partners following the agreed upon terms. Some people may find this arrangement less financially gratifying than sole proprietorship. Maybe the case may be some partners feel that we are working harder than, or we are more competent than the other partner. His contribution is less, but we are equally getting the profits. So they do not agree, they are not satisfied. Sometimes, conflict of interest might happen on this aspect also. And another important thing, if we compare to the corporations, partnership also suffers the limited capital limitations to the capital, because here they are providing, all the partners contribute to the capital, they bring in their own money, but still they may be limited compared to what big corporate sectors, public limited companies can contribute. And here next is that the success of the business is dependent. The success of the business is dependent on the commitment and skill of all partners. The entire operation might suffer if one of the partners fail to meet their duties. So this is a mutual understanding and negotiation has to be there. Otherwise, things fail. They will result into maybe disappointments. And another thing is, another drawback of this partnership is also that transferring the ownership or bringing in new partners might be more complex than any other business forms, because it complicates the succession planning also. But sometimes it happens that some partners want to retire, whereas some new partners want to join hands and enter the business. There is a complex procedure, but it is possible, and it does happen. There are also cases of instability in case if the partner moves out or departs. That is another drawback of this partnership firm. So maybe a partner's departure from the partnership might disrupt, because it disrupts the company's functioning. Replacing or accommodating the departure of a spouse may necessitate considerable changes. Because when the new person is coming in, or the older, they have to change their profit sharing ratios, they have to restructure the other things in the business. So it calls for a complicated, and restructuring process is quite complicated. Here, and the last thing, again, as similar to sole proprietor, partnership also has a very limited life till the partners agree to remain together. If there is a dispute and they want to break down, it closes. Also, maybe if it is not specified in the agreement, still it comes to an end. Maybe death or withdrawal or insolvency of a partner may result in the dissolution of a partnership firm. So this is also not a very maybe it is not a very long lasting business option. So while if you are considering the partnership firm, to establish a partnership firm, individuals should carefully weigh the benefits and drawbacks depending upon their business objectives, obviously, and nature, and the availability of funds and the resources, and the relationship between the partners, which is most important, the coordination between them. So creating a detailed partnership agreement that addresses potential issues is very important to effective collaboration. And consulting with legal and financial professionals can provide specialized guidance based on specific business requirements. So one is always advised that you consult the expert before taking decision whether to go for partnership or not. The next is our business structure is joint Hindu family business. Joint Hindu family business is an exclusive, very exclusive kind of business organization, which is found solely in India. It is especially only and only found in India, where the firm is owned and conducted by the members of Hindu undivided family. In short, we also call it HUF. It is among the most ancient types of commercial organization in India. Joint family concept, because this exists or this can be found only in India. The Hindu law governs this type, and where the eldest member who is called the Karta, or the patriarch of the family, he is referred to as Karta. He exercises the authority over the whole business, and membership in this type of business organization is decided only uh, by his lineage in certain family. When the child is born, only then he will be the member of this business. If he is not born, he is not in the blood lineage, he is not going to be the member of this business. And the three consecutive individuals inside the families, they have the potential to become the members of the business. So, each member of the firm possess equal entitlement and ownership of their forbearing bears assets, and these individuals are referred to as co-partners. There are two school of thoughts that run this business, that is Dayabhaga and Mitakshra. That is as per the regions, divided as per the regions in our country, in India. So the perquisite for the establishment of a joint Hindu family business are twofold. Firstly, the presence of ancestral property is required, and secondly, the minimum of 2 male members must be present within the family. In one of the school of thoughts, the female or the daughters, they cannot join the business, but the other school of thought allows that. So here it is only the family members with the head as Karta, the eldest fathers or grandfathers, whoever is alive or existing in the family, they are the Karta, and the whole business is run as a joint Hindu undivided family. So we can call it as a pure family business. Next, we have a limited liability company. That is, it is a very novel corporate structure, quite recent, that has rapidly gained popularity in India due to its unique features of providing limited individual liability for the debts and conducts of the owner. It is a hybrid type of corporate structure. Actually, its distinguishing feature is that it combines corporations' restricted personal liability with a partnership's tax advantage. The individual who owns and operates an LLC is referred to as a member who actively oversees the company's operation. Members might consist of several individuals, businesses maybe also, additional LLCs, and foreign entities. There may also be the non-member management working on the business in order to run the business. So, we discuss this much in the session. We'll continue with more detail about the limited liabilities company in the next session. Thank you.